It's the time for the package from China. Let's go! In this video we're going to be doing full retro mode. Later on I will show you what I mean with that. However, when you're looking at the construction and the build quality, it's always a little bit of a debatable situation. What I mean is, like, some of them are quite good and some of them are quite horrible. And in this case it's going to be a situation where we do have oh man, the controller quality is so horrible. Let's put it this way. It's cool that we have a turbo button, but the sturdiness of the D-pad, or the resistance, it's kind of funny that there's even difference between up, down, left and right, particularly with the left part over here. Man, there is not even an overall good feel when it comes to the quality. And that is what we're having with these cheap China products sometimes. They're still using the mini USB, so I'm guessing this is some very old stock, or they're just reselling it as a new product, because I picked it up thinking that it was like a brand new edition, an anniversary edition. So the quality is the same like the second controller. We do have rubberized select and start. In here having the tiny console, we cannot open it up when it comes to this tiny front valve or whatever. There is no anything going on over here. Having the reset button, powering, two USB ports, and I want to point out these controllers, even if this USB, you cannot plug in everything, like all kinds of different controllers. So what you see is what you're getting. So we're stuck with the crappy controllers, only an AV out and a boot for the power. So we can also open it up later on. Love it how they putting even some text underneath. So let's see what it says. Entertainment system, the model number HST838, and input 5 volts. And that's it, like some random jibber jabber with made in China. However, in here we're having the toilet paper manual, like always, the user manual, and yeah, a lot of typos. Mini PC. They call this thing the mini PC game, you know. They got the balls to call this a freaking PC. Oh man, don't you love those manuals? They're so, you know, the manuals alone are just entertaining to look at and to read. Built-in 620 games, now 5-volt charger, yeah, and here available voltage is 110 and 220. So in other words, this thing is universal. So they do give you like a power supply, so that's quite convenient. This is not a common thing, by the way. Nowadays, if you're buying an original Neo Geo Mini, it doesn't even come with a power or an adapter. Nevertheless, here it says like it may be unavailable for some TV with 4K resolution. Yeah, so yep, I completely what they're saying with this. So if you're having a new generation, it's going to be an issue. Yeah, an AV out, most of the TVs doesn't even have an input for an AV out or AV inside. So whatever, so it's going to be old school. And what do we mean with old school? I will show you what I mean. For this video, we're especially going to be using, oh yeah, CRT, man. So this is going to be a semi-retro gaming video. Okay, so as plugging this thing in, I realized that we're having an audio cable. This thing doesn't even actually has the yellow color for the audio and video out configuration. You know, that's one of those crazy things that they're doing. So I have no idea which one I'm going to be using for the video out. So I'm just going to be randomly putting in stuff. Okay, so the system has been plugged in. I just realized that this is a PAL TV and they're not using PAL signal out. Oh crap. So there it goes with the retro gaming part. Let's do first just part in black and white, and then we're going to be moving on to a normal LCD. But I want to be clear that the problem of the black and white is something of the TV, nothing to do with the console itself, but I just want to get into some more like a little bit of retro feeling with a real CRT. So the overall list is not bad at all. So 9042 is on number 83, and spoiler, I've been looking into the list itself. If you're going to the last part, you will see here, I have a crash again. And I noticed like the 9042 game again. So yeah, there we go. So there are not actually 620 games. But let's boot up a random game. The overall emulation part seems to be working just fine. All the sound effects are here. Ow. I'm quite surprised that the controller is still functional for the overall gaming. And if you're going to be looking at this, even beside the black and white colors thing going on over here, that this old school TV this little tiny NES is kind of cool if you're going to be connecting this to a CRT itself. So far, yeah, resetting, you need to do this with the console itself or just turning it on and off. That's both one of the ways to go to. Let's move on into the turtle game. I'm quite surprised how good it actually all sounds and plays. The D-pad is horrible. I'm going to have like a completely sore thumb after playing this for some time. But if you're going to be plugging this in, you just want to relive these old games and then having the option to just play them on a CT, that is absolutely awesome. But let's switch to the LCD so we actually have some colors. But you can see going into the LCD display, so this is going to be just a normal, let's say, colorful game like it should be. So what you need to take note is that on the LCD it doesn't look that beautiful. However, the signal output is not bad itself, because normally you're having a lot of distortion in the screen and that's not the case. So I'm quite surprised over the overall quality. Also when it comes to the, I would say like emulation, but the gameplay itself, yeah, I'm really surprised. So let's move to some other games. Oh man, so one of the things I always find kind of funny is that with Contra they implemented a multi-card inside of let's say a multi-system. And so we can just use all kinds of weird like instant cheats, like having spread shot throughout the game, cool stuff like that. So I think it's a kind of a fun extra thing, a novelty. So when it comes to the controls, you can just see I can navigate fairly easy. So where this thing has an extremely sturdy feel, the controls are absolutely great when it comes to the gameplay itself. But if you wonder if this system has actually a quick load, quick save like the official NES Mini, nope, it doesn't have that at all. So I think that is one of the downsides to these clone devices. There are versions out there, more like fake ones, that do have something of a quick load, quick save, but most of them do suffer from other problems. But if you're going to be using this thing on, let's say, a bigger screen, think about like 32, maybe 40 inches, it's not going to be a lot of fun, because this is going to be looking quite horrible. But out of the box, this thing has some overall good games on it, and I'm quite surprised over the overall good, let's say, performance of this. The downside, I do wish they went for, let's say, a better configuration of games menu. We did see some of them having great menu, and think about having like category stuff. Yeah, but in the end, yeah, we should have like better overall controls, but